I enjoy Aisha as a chief stew and a character on the show, but Toomey, I think, would be a phenomenal chief stew. Phenomenal chief stew. Put her on one of these franchises. Just give her the fucking wheel and let her go.
If any third stew started complaining about doing laundry, I don't think she would do this, but she could be like, my dad was assassinated.
Okay. Welcome aboard another brand spanking new episode of Another Podcast Network presents the Patreon exclusive recap of Bravo's Below Deck Peacock. Down Under. I'm Dylan, saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
Ahoy, matey.
Pat, producer of the podcast, is inside taking a little nap, isn't he?
He's got a long week.
He's got a long weekend. He's got to run a barbecue and a bar crawl, so he's got to go in, suck down a bottle, and have Pinot Grigio before 10 o'clock, or he's going to be too tired tomorrow. So, great episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I don't know if I was just saying words there. I really have no recollection of it. But do we have any PSAs to get out of the way? We have a live show July 13th. If you haven't bought your ticket yet, buy it. If you need to fly to Irvine to see it, we'll get your ticket to the airline and then get the ticket to the show. It's going to be a great time.
But if you do fly from out of state, get a hotel room, buy the ticket to the show, Pal will buy you a beer.
Yeah, and if you're lucky, he might upgrade you to a margarita.
But I think these are our Patreon subscribers, the hardest of the hardcore. I don't think they need to be told that we just did a free interview with Benny Crawley, one of the stars of season 1 of Below Deck Under.
We had to throw the, what do we call them? Cheapos?
The Cheapos.
We had to throw the Cheapos some chum. Hope you guys understand. We think you do.
It's interesting that you call it chum. I think of it more as like a little methadone drip to get them hooked on our stuff.
Oh, interesting. Well, so how many thoughts and pots do we give this episode? I felt as though it was good because of the hot and sexually overt sexual late show. Sexy guests, man. They were young, sexy guests. But what am I doing? It's your thoughts and pots. I can't. Nick, speak.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
They were sexy guests. Some super attractive lesbians, which you don't see in the wild a lot. Mostly just on porn and such.
Right. And they're just faking it. They're just down. They're Caligulas.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that is pretty much what I...
You're not even a real lesbo. Sorry. What is going on with my brain? Please talk for 20 seconds. I need 20 seconds to compose myself.
I'm honestly going to take extreme ownership over that one because I was also stalling and started talking about lesbian porn.
Right.
Which I think is low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But that being said, I continue to say it because we've had seasons where we've really dragged out. We've pitted out. Ended with a whimper, Dylan, as we've said many times.
Not a bang.
And this... Even the concurrent season of Sailing, which we put out for free for the cheapos, give them some methadone to get her hooked on the stuff that you guys are listening to.
Yeah.
Both seasons are doing well to keep me interested late in the season. What a break glass in case of emergency.
Right.
Some skank will hook up with the crew.
Yeah. How many pots?
72 pots.
Yeah, and I also give it 72 pots because of all the things that we've talked about. So we pick up at Magnum's nightclub. Do you have a TripAdvisor review?
I've actually done a TripAdvisor review of Magnum's incredible establishment run by a couple who many times in the TripAdvisor reviews were named by name. It was like, I can't remember exactly, but it was like Suzanne and Johnny.
Oh, great customer service.
Yeah, they just know how to run a club.
Right.
But we also remember that this is the most happening club in Airlie Beach, which is like being...
Give
an example. Yeah, Airlie Beach is for filthy, yucky normies.
It's the hottest bar in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Great analogy. Lots of gingers in Airlie Beach for some reason, we were told. But yeah, so that's Magnum's.
There's this weird thing with gingers. I understand that Some of them are off-putting with the freckles and whatnot, but more often than not, I find gingers to be actually pretty beautiful people.
See, in my mind, I restrict gingers to specifically the weird, scary-looking ones with the freckles and the pale skin.
Sure.
But yeah, everybody loves an Ariel.
Right. Ariel's beautiful. She's not a ginger.
There's a number of cartoons that, when I was a young man, would make me horny. Weirdly, I thought about this when I remembered Fern Gully. Check out Another Podcast show.
Sure.
Fairies often did it for me.
Yeah. Well, they're meant to be that way. They're little sprites.
Yeah. And then Ariel was also another one. Didn't even think about the bottom parts. I think that's a big thing. Nala.
Right.
Incredibly attractive animal.
Yeah.
Animal. Have you ever seen the movie Rock-a-Doodle?
No.
Rock-a-Doodle is about a rooster who is the, pun intended, cock of the walk of the farm, because he is the one that makes the sun come up. Because when he...
What an incredible power.
Yeah. But then one day he sleeps in.
Yeah.
And people realize the sun comes up every day.
Oh, it was a ruse.
Yeah. And this guy had...
What an unbelievable story.
He gets kicked off the farm. He goes to Vegas and he becomes Elvis. And he bangs some pheasant who is like a Las Vegas showgirl who kicks her legs up, and she also aroused me as a young man.
Right.
Until I graduated Real People, Halle Berry in the movie The Flintstones.
Now, was this something Kay was showing you on Adult Swim? Where in God's name does this thing?
Rock-a-Doodle is very much in the vein of Fern Gully.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Check out Rock-a-Doodle, and there are going to be some people going wild in the comments.
Right.
I haven't seen that forever.
It's something I feel like I've got to watch. The pheasant you wanted to fuck.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I would love if you watched that, and then we could talk about ABS without Pat's like, why did you guys?
I'll tell you what, we got to talk about that on Cats After Dark. I will talk about that on Cats After Dark. Oh my God, what a film! Sorry, that's inside baseball. So, we pick up at Magnum's. We've not yet started the show. That's unbelievable. Jordy is still very much so not sober, and she is making out with Culver, who is wearing the improvement helmet. Now, Bertini heads over to Culver, and this is such a dumb and drunk conversation, so it's a little tough to break down just because they mumble and drool at one another, but the crux of it is... Bertini is attempting to get him to commit to monogamy in this moment, despite not having kissed or really done anything romantic with one another at all. And his response is, I'm kind of shit-faced right now. Can we not do this?
Yeah, we pretty much had the same synopsis.
Yeah.
Bertini made everybody feel awkward when everybody was having fun.
Okay. Her response is obviously heartbreaking. We move on to more merriment and to the vans. Anything before that?
I can't find my notes. I'm looking at fucking my below deck sailing notes somehow that are still on this couch from Tuesday.
Oh, no.
But I have them here.
Do you need time?
I found it. Magnums. See, I did this new thing and I actually was talking a lot in the beginning of the show because I was like, oh, there's two of us. We'll have to probably fill some time. Incredible that we talked for nearly 15 minutes without talking
really,
about it.
Truly unbelievable.
But I'm doing a new thing.
Really, truly.
Because I'll take notes. I'll watch. I was like being intent, but I'm still like, I don't know what happened in the show. So I've started minuting it off. So 0 to 5 was the night out. 5 minutes to 10 minutes morning after.
Oh my God.
10 minutes to 23 minutes. Day one with it helps. It's a new way. But that's why I couldn't find my notes.
Can't even imagine.
That's why I couldn't find my notes because I knew it started with Magnums.
To the audience member, can you imagine taking notes on these shows? I mean, what kind of hell have we built around ourselves? Okay, so Aisha's really turned into quite a hall monitor this evening.
Wet blanket
hall monitor. Toomey's trying to suck down Top Ramen like a fucking snake, and Aisha's telling her that she's got to go to bed. I mean, leave her alone.
Early on this,
let her unhinge her jaw.
Tubi's been incredible all season.
Yeah.
We, I think, all knocked her down and have been unable to forget multiple instances of early narking, which we hate a filthy with filthy narc.
Yeah.
But besides that, she is wonderful. She's hardworking even when she gets fucked up.
Yeah.
And her little like wiggle at the bar to try to like show people she's sober when she couldn't even see straight.
Right.
It was endearing.
I honestly, there was a moment later on in the show where I was like, I enjoy Aisha as a chief stew and a character on the show, but Toomey, I think, would be a phenomenal chief stew. Phenomenal chief stew. Put her on one of these franchises. Just give her the fucking wheel and let her go.
If any like third stew started complaining about doing laundry, I don't think she would do this, but she could be like, my dad was assassinated.
Okay. So we rise for the next day. Oh, no. But before we get there.
I thought you were going to say national anthem.
No, poor Bertini. But also poor Culver, kind of. Believe all men, right? He's sitting there eating a rice cake. And she is on the floor looking at him like Gollum and whispering, let it happen. Like, how can you handle this well?
In a court of law, if he does engage in something he doesn't want to, that's going to be very damning. Let it happen. That's a command.
Let it happen. What are you talking about?
Nearly a threat.
So we rise.
If that's let it happen, ... that's a threat.
Yeah. No, it's really, really... Believe all men. So we rise for the next day, a little chat with Saskia, and we almost meet Jason's life partner. I'm interested to see the woman behind that fucking side of beef. You know what I mean?
I can't agree enough. And just really quickly, if we've learned nothing this year, it's Believe All Men.
Yeah.
Amber Heard.
Yep.
Ashley from Below Deck Sailing.
Yep.
And Brittini here again.
Sure.
All equal levels of a transgression by those women.
Right.
And it just shows... they're succubi.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another, like...
really aggressive thing to make sure people know it's over the top.
Yeah, I think they know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We love women.
Love them. Adore them.
We're not Jamie.
So, little chat. Nope, said it. So, the guests are...
Arrive? They arrive?
No, I had the guests are Segan. Segan. And I'm pretty stoned right now, but I don't think in my most sober moment I could find out what the fuck I was trying to say. You got it?
Yeah, Dylan, it's incredible. What day did you watch? That was today you watched it.
Yeah,
it had to be.
Yeah.
It's Thursday. They put a chyron that said they're Segan. Parentheses, that's seafood and vegan. It was on the screen.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's where he got that from.
The guests are Stegan, and it would seem that they also want themes to the dinner, and Nate he's here with these people already. And
he's a tall fella, so that's extra fed up.
He's really fed up with them, and he's like, this is fucking bullshit. Nate, were you working at Denny's before you came on this boat? I think this man is a fraud.
He absolutely looks like someone, and I actually am not questioning his resume. I'm just saying he looks like someone who would work at Denny's.
He looks like a line cook that could be easily pulled off said line to go participate in some type of heist.
I've often said this, but like anybody who isn't good at basketball and is tall, like don't trust him. And like Pat's brother, not good at basketball.
Right.
And I don't know Nate's not good at basketball, but I know Nate's not good at basketball.
Yeah. Well, how tall do you have to be? Because we're tall.
I'm talking 6'6". 6'6" is like that's like oh you should play basketball tall. Otherwise, you have a lack of work ethic.
Okay.
If you're somehow doing better than what you can do with the light,
No, this theory leaves almost zero room for error.
I know.
But I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
So Benny breaks the news to Bertini that Culver was hooking up with Jordy the night before. She slams down her chamois and says, "That's so funny." I'm worried about her. Taylor brags about her overachieving nature. And that is why she is a sea rat, and that it bothers her that she's not great with laundry. Can we move on?
Yeah, just Taylor is she's a conundrum. She's boring, willing to fuck crew members, also think she's better than everybody else.
But not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those things.
Really interesting.
Yeah,
I wish we had more time with her.
Yeah.
But we have 1.5 episodes left. So
she followed Another Below Deck podcast.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
That's cool. So the guests arrive. Hugs
and Benny commented on our recent reel of him.
Hugs for everyone, and it looks like we've got a bunch of hotties and gays. West Yorkshire, oh my God. But as great as things get off to starting, we've got some issues. We've got gender nonconforming signs. They were joking about that, but they were not joking about the filthy fucking hair in the shower.
It's funny how you wanted to gloss over. I would like to gloss over the hair and really hammer in on those. Oh,
it's so funny because I think the latter is so much more severe a crime.
It's the one is just something I want to mention because they actually were gender conforming signs.
Oh, they were gender conforming. My bad.
No, not your bad. Guess bad. She said, wait a second, we have gender non-conforming things in here.
Okay.
Direct quote.
Right.
Those were gender conforming things. Because it said his and hers, which is gender conforming, because you're conforming to the idea of gender. So
gender non-conforming is all genders.
Yeah, that's being fluid. Like,
got it, okay.
So she fucked up. I wanted to point that out. And I also wanted to say she said it was a sign of the patriarchy, which I don't think his and hers is a sign of the patriarchy. That's equal ownership. Right. I think a sign of the patriarchy would be a sign over, like, the bed, her side of the bed, and it says his.
You know, I want to explore this more, maybe on APS or something, but
that was a punchline because that would be like owning the woman.
I was lost in my own
It's fine, but
thoughts.
I want to hear what you want to talk about on APS.
All of these fucking comedians. We watched Ricky Gervais's special last night, which had funny moments. Great joke in it. I understand why minorities feel as though they are owed equity. There's not enough representation. If you think about the United Kingdom, it's only 5% Asian, 10% black. But think about me. I am a cis white millionaire. There's only 1% of us out there. You know, it's a very difficult life. But I kind of just pick myself up every morning and I just say, you can't complain about it. You got to just keep moving forward. But the whole first 10 minutes is about trans people. And I'm just like, did all these older comedians write their material at the exact same time?
Or did I write their material? Because I'm on the other side of it. I love it. The only thing is they're highlighting the lack of logic in the arguments from that side, which I think should be highlighted and mocked. Oh, you have a dick, you don't have a dick. I loved Ricky Gervais's special.
Yeah.
I do think you're like picking a side, even broaching the subjects for some reason. But right. I think Norm, him, and Dave have all done it in hilarious fashion, and they're fighting against
so many
Disney's.
More people have done it too. I mean, we'll talk about it later. This is another property kind of conversation.
Yes.
Whoa, now you know what time it is. That's right, it's sexy time. It's time to talk about Dame. Dame is the leading sexual wellness revolution. What? They're leading a sexual wellness revolution as women-powered resource. As a women-powered resource for game-changing products for pleasure and supportive content. Listen, the copy doesn't matter. You know what we're talking about, okay? We're talking about the Eva. We're talking about the Air. We're talking about pH-balanced lubes that make you feel incredible. Right, ladies? Meet the Dip. Dame's intuitive, introductory vibrator, okay? Just take a little dip. Whether it's your first vibrator or the toy that helps you rediscover what feels for you, good for you, it's designed to be unintimidating and to encourage pleasure, exploration without shame, okay? Take a dip, take an Air, take an Eva, and get it up there and around there. Go to dameproducts.com and use promo code BELOWDECK for 15% off your first order. Go to dameproducts.com and use promo code BELOWDECK for 15% off your first order. Get sexy, explore yourself without shame with Dame.
So, moving back on to this here show, I would like to talk about the hair. I find this to be absolutely abhorrent. It's insane that there was this long and thick a hair left. If you walked into any hotel room that was over $150, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? And you might ask for a new room.
I didn't want to gloss over it being like okay or anything. I just didn't have as much material about it.
Right.
But your indignation is actually giving me flashbacks.
It's disgusting.
To my childhood, growing up with two sisters.
Yeah.
And I would walk into a drain filled with fucking hair.
Yeah.
I don't logically going back, and now I can. It'll happen every once in a while with my girlfriend. I can just pick up the hair and throw it away. It's clean hair.
Right.
But I found that to be the most disgusting thing in the world, and we'd get in a fight over it. My grandma would yell.
Right.
We didn't like hair in the drain. I hated it, and I would pick it up and I throw it. I throw it across my bathroom, my carpeted bathroom, and I throw it out there.
It's a really misunderstood little guy because hairs are not like that gross or anything, but they're unsightly when you see them. I feel so bad for my wife because I sprinkle. I'm covered in it, arm, leg. It falls, Anyways, so
2 bathrooms.
A spread is laid out, grapes and shrimp. This chef stinks. Then drinks are ordered. What is going on with the lychee martini here, Nick? Are we witnessing the next espresso martini? Is this going to become a thing? Because it's been ordered like 4 times on this show. I'm very concerned about it.
Very interesting. Actually upset with myself. Haven't noticed the pattern. Didn't pick up on it, but that is hot. And something else I need to apologize for?
Yeah.
And a plug for our next Patreon-only APS. There, in fact, were a ton of Mustangs. My girlfriend and I listened to the podcast together.
Yeah.
Because I actually had told her, I was like, I'll let you listen to it before I post it.
Yeah.
And then I got posted. I was like, I'm sorry, but I think it's a really good representation of what happened and only makes you and your family look in an okay light.
Okay, yeah.
Show something that can happen to everyone.
Right.
But she was like, yeah, we saw Mustangs. At one point, 4 Mustangs, like they were racing up the coast, drove past us with the top down.
I'm telling you, it's a PCH car.
Yeah. So, apologies.
Yeah, apology accepted. An apology needed, honestly. Because you gaslit the fuck out of me.
I gaslit you.
Yeah.
Isn't it awesome I think one of the most important things on our network is that we have come to understood.
It took a long time.
And now beat into the ground the meaning of gaslight.
No, I fully comprehend it now. So
yeah, I get it.
The Culver is continuing to slide, and we're really kind of seeing disinterested C-Rat out of him. I'm not happy about it. I'm actually really disappointed in him, but also it doesn't matter. So the girls head up to go brick up Jamie and his ego. He's really soaking all this up and even tries to cut Culver's cock off in front of them with the, that's Culver's wife line. What a bitchy thing to do.
Incredible bitch move by someone who has only proved himself to be quite the bitch.
Yeah.
But he did fucking make me laugh with just like, he basically said it in the quickest way, the most concise way you could, when she was like, I'd fuck someone for a vape, which is one of the trashiest things I've ever heard.
Sure, yeah.
And she was serious, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he was like, too bad we don't have one, eh? I loved it. I don't know. It made me laugh. Yeah. He cracked me up.
Is that the first time he's ever made you laugh?
Easily. Yeah. I don't think he's even attempted to. He's just like, get away from me, woman.
I know. I can't wait for next week when the new really attractive Stu, who's expressed interest in him, bumps into him.
Oh, yeah.
And he flips out. I'm telling you, the guy needs to go see somebody. Or go to gay conversion or something. I don't know.
I love...
Because that stuff works.
That is like the nail in the coffin of what I balk at when the word's thrown around. Misogyny.
Yeah.
The man is misogynistic.
Misogynist. So, Culver quickly addresses the issue and he goes, ladies, I'm going to throw up my mouth. That's my sister. So we get a little role reversal, patriarchal evil here. Jamie really came down on Brittany when she was flirting with the guys. Nick, what are your thoughts on that dichotomy? How does Jamie reconcile that?
In his own mind?
Yeah.
I think he's unaware of his hatred. And
his latent hatred.
Yeah. There's more of a concern of everybody finding out his deep, dark secret that he wants a dick in his ass.
Right, and hates women.
Well, because of, they've embarrassed him so many times by throwing themselves at him, and when he cowers and his dick shrivels, he's like, you did this! Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got Japanese.
So he doesn't reconcile it.
No, he does not. So Nate has hit the first theme of the evening out of the park. He's going around the world, which is brilliant. It's essentially the theme eliminator dressed up as a theme. We've got Japanese, we've got Mexican, we've got a turkey sandwich. We've gone around the world.
It's incredible. I could do that.
Yeah.
Hot dog, tacos.
A hot
chorizo.
dog. Right, a hot
that's
dog
Mexican again. Okay, I can only think of links, but I think with more time, more prep, I could do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could do, and this would be a Nick kind of meal. We could do an around the world hot dog dinner.
I'm listening. I was like, oh, I got to say like.
No, but you're not listening because if you had heard the words I just said, you would have had
Nick type meal.
Yeah?
But I thought you were going to repeat it once I said I just want to say I was getting a claw.
Okay, let me pitch this dinner to you, and then you can rise to go drink more fucking.
But I think
liquor.
I think you need to pitch it as I get it, so then you're not sitting there waiting for me to say something.
Okay, all right, that's a great idea. I would have figured it out because I'm going to pitch it, then explain. Okay, so the meal would be. You know what? I don't even want to do this anymore. Kristen, what a minx, asks Benny to go on a little ride. And then the rest of the hotties just kind of pour it on. I mean, what a world these guys are living in. It's a shame they can't do anything, but my God, it's coming on thick and fucking thicker. So the meal would be all hot dogs, right? But an around the world adventure. So we'll get you the Sonoran dog. We'll get you the Polish. We'll get you
kielbasa.
Okay, but we're leaving that part of the world, right? So then we'll get you the one with
chorizo.
We could do chorizo. We could also do kind of nori kind of thing. Take it to the east, right? But all hot dogs. I think you'd be living high on the hog.
You want to know really something interesting? How I kept kind of focusing my links on one specific area that my heritage.
Are you using links as a pun because you're thinking of sausages?
Yeah, hot dogs are coming.
Links. Yeah. Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Because you see what I mean? Like, linking this to another thing.
Oh, no.
But they're also links.
Oh, no, I'm still talking about, I've only been saying links.
Yeah.
And no pun.
Hey, and to the audience, sorry.
No, I think this is fine. I do have to end this quick.
Yeah.
But I want to say, I grew up on watching the Milwaukee Brewers sausage
guys.
The sausage races.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
No. What are the sausage races?
Seventh inning stretch, there were 4 different costumes, but they were all different types of like mostly European hot dogs, and they would race around the bases. And like it was like a 7th inning stretch thing, and people like what you bet on which sausage, the kielbasa or the
oh god.
But they were all like the American ones, and there was this huge thing one year, probably 2005, they added the chorizo to like for inclusivity, and it was just a huge moment for our state. But that's why I could only think of Eastern or Western European links.
You know, the only real
and I want to say I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only real like in between inning baseball content I've seen is that one video of that kid who gets a super big lead, and then that real fast black fella catches up to him, and then the kid falls on his face.
It's a baseball thing old as time because that's exactly what happens in the sausage races. Actually, I'm just having remembering a utility player, Randall Simon, played for the Cubs. One of the sausages was running past him, and he took out his bat and hit him in the back as he ran past.
Yeah.
Sausage falls over, sues Randall Simon.
Did he take him?
I don't know. I don't remember what happened.
I'm sure. Yeah.
The guy hit him with a bat.
Did he hit him with a bat?
Yeah, and the guy fell. I mean, you could see the big evidence was seeing the foam.
Him hit him with the bat.
Because these are like 10 feet sausages, okay? And I actually have a picture on my Instagram if you guys want to scroll back to about 2018 with the sausages, spring training Arizona.
Yeah.
But they're about 10-foot sausages. You could see the foam fold when the bat make contact, and then they fall. So.
Enough to throw off the delicate equilibrium of a sausage racing at top speed.
I don't think anybody who's scoffing as proof has worn a 10-foot sausage costume.
Strange incident at Miller Park. Two of the sausages in the popular sausage race got hurt tonight when a Pittsburgh Pirates player took a swing at one of them with a bat. Now, this may have been intended as a joke, but now the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department is investigating. Russ Kirkpatrick is live in the newsroom with this breaking story. Russ?
That's right, Mike, and no one's laughing now. Here's what we've learned. The sausage race took place in the middle of the 7th inning as usual, but there are questions about whether what happened during the race could be considered assault. As the sausages passed the Pittsburgh Pirate dugout, the first baseman, Randall Simon, took a swing at the Italian sausage. Now, the Italian sausage tripped and fell onto another sausage, as you can see there. After a struggle, they both got up and continued the race. We're told that 2 women were treated at the Brewers First Aid Station, and a spokeswoman for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department tells me tonight that Simon, the player who hit the sausage, will be interviewed by deputies, and the matter will likely be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office for review. Again, Mike and Carol, the women being treated and Randall Simon will be interviewed, presumably after the game tonight.
So back to laundry. It's boring, but Toomey's speech really amped me up. This is where I was like, I think this Toomey needs to be the top of the heap on one of these franchises. I just think that she would be fantastic. So Jamie and Benny have a kiki.
Her conversation with her mother about being Chief Stew, I think, is foreshadowing.
I hope so. Get her the top spot.
Peacock would be idiotic.
Yeah. Great diversity hire. Great at her job.
Whoa.
Also, really like hilarious. You know, I know it's our microaggressions to kind of not see how funny she is, but she has these moments where it's like there's a lot of character there. I'm going to stop harping on this, but let's get her to the top of the franchise.
You know what? Despite her race, she has made me laugh. Good point, Dylan. I hadn't thought about it.
Yeah, black people are notoriously unfunny. Yeah. So unnecessary shot at Toomey by a notoriously racist production. She mentions that the guests drink a lot, and they cut to her slamming back drinks the night before. I mean, my God. Just a completely unnecessary coloring, this kind of lest she not throw stones kind of thing. Just awful. Way out of line. Way out of line.
I love not letting this racist network go scot-free.
Yep.
But I will say they gave Toomey a wink of the nod, and she was like, I won't judge at the end of the montage.
Yes. And I had already started penning that fury, and then that came, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep with it, even though it has no place in reality.
Because there's no way when I nail the read of this funny note that Nick will pull down his pants and shit all over my point.
Right.
Unnecessarily.
So, drinks are spilled and clothes are worn, and the ladies head into the kitchen. They're hammered, and they're throwing a bit of themselves at Nate. A lot of kisses and admiration of his spices, and we then transition into something about his father being an adventurer.
I missed it.
That was evidently the inspo for his menu, which was not great. First course will be avocado and miso soup. The garnish is inconsistent. Some have a heap, some have a sprinkle, and the texture is of zabaione. It's not appetizing at all. Next course is a mushroom risotto with bagged shredded Parmesan abandoned on one side of the plate as though it's some type of adornment. It's just get a block, 36 months, find a fucking microplane and do this right. It's not very difficult. You're serving people. Next up, cloudy baked clams in a curry sauce. This was the only yummy looking plate, but who gives a shit? 21 pots. There are gremlins in the crow's nest. Now, we've never seen this kind of thing before. Lee's had meetings with people who've also had kids that passed away, but never anything really raunchy or rowdy up there. You know what I mean? It's all sad bummer shit, you know? Fucking sad bummer shit.
Dylan,
I feel like I just talked for 5 minutes straight.
It was incredible. I felt like I was listening to Garrison Keillor. I sat back and I enjoyed myself.
Thank you.
But you elicited a couple thoughts that I was going to keep in the holster until you were done, because I was
amazing. Now have I dragged us to a point where?
No, I remembered him.
Okay.
I still got him.
Great.
I still got him because one. I have to apologize for not knowing the thing that Nate said about his father, but I have come to the realization that, like, despite him being such a crux, because he's the new wrench poured into this usually well-oiled machine,
Right.
so obviously he's getting screen time. He's boring as shit. He's a tall guy who doesn't play basketball, and every time he talks, I'm like, can we move on? So I didn't hear what he said.
He's from that fucking, I don't know. They were talking about, what is it called? Like Walla Walla or some shit like that? Sounds like a fucking... He's tall. He didn't play basketball. What was the other point you're going to make?
Are Walla bees from Walla Walla?
I think so.
The other point I was going to make is
right
that
there.
despite me being so disinterested in Nate, I have to thank him.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had someone elicit that fire, that venom from you.
Yeah.
We've had this insane run of competent, dare I say, good chefs.
Yeah.
We've had the Marcos. Matt was fun, but his food was fine, actually.
Right.
Chef Rachel for a couple
Chef
seasons.
Rachel.
And Nate just gave something I've been looking for.
Yeah.
And now if you give me a fake ad read on APS,
Sure.
I might spooge my pants.
Right. Well, here is the thing, though, with Ryan. Ryan was a very bad chef, but it was Kiko's Vegas night every single night, and his character was so overwhelming that the food almost was second fiddle to the horror that was pizza fucking shit-faced rat.
Because when you get the trash that comes on this boat who thinks they have money, Vegas night's gonna satiate them.
Yeah.
To the point where they don't get complaints and there's really nothing to say. Except
There's a
you
bunch
did
of
it.
fucking sea bugs on ice.
Yeah, the only thing you could say is, well, he did it again.
Right.
And
Yeah, exactly.
I get that.
Thank
You've
you.
taught me a lot about food.
We're like Tia and Tamara right
Have
now.
you been to Bassetti?
What?
Bassetti? It's in, just went last night. It was wonderful.
What'd you have?
I had the carbonara.
Oh, yeah. Tough to make right. Very simple dish, but very tough to make right.
I've had it twice recently
Yeah.
at these, and this place was way better to me.
Was it guanciale or bacon?
Terminata?
What?
What does that mean?
Did they
I don't think there was meat. I don't know. Now I'm getting in the weeds. The
Carbonara is bacon and eggs.
The menu was in Italian. I kept having to Google all this other things, so I ordered carbonara because I recognized it.
Ask Jules if it was bacon or guanciale.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
All right.
We I think we were both a little intimidated by the menu. But it's incredible. Like she didn't know.
Yeah.
But she was like tasting it and she's like, I can do this. Like
Yeah.
It's incredible to see her acclimate to.
Yeah. Italian food is really on the rise in the city. The hardest reservation in Los Angeles to get is at Evan Funke's new place, the man that created St. Felix. He's got a new restaurant like The Wolf and the Mother. You literally just can't get in. Just can't. So, this is we've got a few stragglers, and they are led up to Captain Jason's office by vodka. And they begin causing mayhem, but fear not, Hot Captain is here to fix this. He has literally never been... Nick, what are you doing? What were you just doing?
Listening to you. He's literally never not been doing what, Dylan? I texted the screenshots as King this thing night. I haven't been on my phone on Thursday at all.
I thought you were looking up the menu of that restaurant, and I was about to say, Nick, I think that we've passed that.
Oh, yeah.
So he has never been hotter than this. He is in this room. He's lit up by the red light. It's soft red light. He has complete and total poise and confidence of the situation. It was just pure butter from Hot Captain Jason.
The Jedi mind trick he played on these two inebriated ladies while also kind of like turning them on.
Right.
There's a jacuzzi out there.
Right.
That's it.
It was truly like cult leader type charisma. It was fucking crazy. And some people would argue, it was just drunk women or drunk people. They're easy to kind of coax out of any given situation into what you want them to do. But no. Think on the unpredictable nature of a really drunk person. That can go awry very, very fast. They could be arguably the most challenging people to do that. But he just cast a spell on them. He's never been hotter. All right, so.
We're DMing. Me and Hot Captain Jason. I said on April 13th, up for a game of chess cap.
Yeah.
And then today I said, you want to come on our podcast? And he said, what podcast? And I said, Another Below Deck Podcast. I'll update you next week.
Honestly, strides have been made. So Jason heads down and bids everyone adieu and sets up the next day. For now, Aisha is happy, but we shall see what tomorrow has in store for the Sea Rats. It is the last full day. Everyone keep their wits about them. We begin with
the Wit Sundays about them.
The Wit Sundays about them. We begin with a lovely breakfast chat of driving diggers and being in the quarry business.
He said D, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, you don't need to say he said D, because then that really calls attention to the fact that the word is here and it's with us. And I don't want it's not here with us to me.
The joke is they sound nothing alike.
Okay. So, Hot Cat obviously has a resort in the Philippines, and of course he's built it with his own thick, calloused fucking hands. The guests have thrown up and are ready for the rest of the day.
Seth Rogen said it best in Knocked Up when he had just had sex somehow with
Katherine Heigl,
that mean woman from
Knocked Up,
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
And 27 Dresses.
No, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah,
is what I knew her from.
Right.
And then I read the tabloids about her being mean.
Yeah.
So that's the only perception I have of her.
Sure.
Other than this scene when Seth Rogen, he got all drunk, they banged, and he goes, "You want to go to breakfast?" And she's like, "I guess I'm a big loser. I'll go too."
Right.
And they go to breakfast, and then he goes and he throws up in the diner, and he comes back and he goes, "You just got to throw up. You just got to do it. It makes you feel so much better." And it's true, and that's what those guests did.
You know, throwing up is important. Hair of the dog is also really, really important. I did not understand its efficacy for a long time, and then I needed it at 8:15 in the morning in New Orleans, and my God, did it save my life.
But you absolutely have to only break glass in case of emergency. Otherwise, you are an alcoholic.
Right.
Yeah.
That can go on for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you don't have the bottle, and then you get withdrawals and die.
Speaking of career drunks, my Uncle Hub beat his 4th DUI.
Oh, every time you say he beat something, I think it's going to end in a person.
Right.
DUI. That's the way that story ends.
No, he just keeps beating the justice system is what he's doing. So Jamie has another really productive conversation with Culver. He takes him aside and says, "You're not going to believe this, but Cap said last night, let's fucking fire him." And I was like, whoa there, sailor. Take it easy. I love Culver. I think he's great. So you're welcome, but look out.
I think Jamie has CTE.
What a psycho.
He has an inability to recall conversations and essentially makes up what happened.
I think that is the perfect take. So the Tides have thrown a wrench into this whole thing, and they've got to change plans on the fly. Now, there is a lot to do about plan changing and preparedness, but all of this is to avoid getting stuck, which is ultimately the only thing that could have ever happened, because it is Peacock's Below Deck Down Under. Anything else, or can we scoot?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, guys, jump in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the show. Thanks for hanging in there with us last week. I know the episode was late, but hopefully this one is right on time and yummy, yummy, yummy for your ear pods. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Bon voyage.
Pat, say goodbye.